Welcome back, students! We wanted to take this opportunity to go over a few details specific to blended learning next week, expectations for the school year, and safety procedures. Here's a list of our administrative team. Stephanie Breggers is our principal, Greg Martin and Ben Cheery are our assistant principals, and Jim Galvin is our activities director. Here are some more administrative staff members. Joel Brown and Heather Ward are our equity specialists. William Bazutek is our school resource officer, and Bethany Descent is our admin intern. We have our school nurse, Ms. Schmeising, and our health office assistant, Ms. Gerlach, who are here daily to support you when you are ill or need medication. Here is a list of all of our deans. They are looking forward to connecting with you throughout the school year. Your mental health and wellness is important, and we want to make sure you have access to support when you need it. Your dean is an excellent support system for you, and we also have a school-based therapist. Here is a calendar for the first 4 months of the school year. As you can see, the cohorts are marked in blue and yellow, indicating when blended learners will be attending school in person. The red Fridays are the Learning Plus days. If students are distance learners, they do not need to worry about cohort days as they will attend virtually every day. Here is our daily schedule while we are in blended learning. We will remain in the block schedule during this time. So, students will have periods 1 through 5 on Mondays and Tuesdays, and periods 2 through 6 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. You will also see that we have 4 lunch periods. Your 3rd or 4th period teachers will let you know what lunch you will have when you come to school. You are probably wondering what learning will look like when we get into blended learning. All students will experience each of their classes 2 times a week in our block schedule. The only difference is that blended learners will have one of those classes in person. Distance learners will continue to have an experience that is similar to what has been happening these past 2 weeks in our distance learning model. For all students, new learning material will be posted each day. We are excited to have our 9th graders in our building this Friday for our first Learning Plus Day. For our 10th and 12th graders, you will be able to work on any class material from the week and follow up on any expectations from your teachers. In the future, we will continue to have Learning Plus Days, and we will communicate what those will look like next week. Now, I will take a moment to go over a few student expectations for the school year. When you are doing distance learning at home, we are asking that all of our students log in every day at 8:35 a.m. to see your classroom expectations for the day. Please follow classroom expectations to be engaged in class and advocate for yourself when you have questions or need help. When you are in distance learning at home, please remember to follow all classroom expectations when you are in class or on a video meet through Zoom or Google Meet. Please remember to be respectful and use appropriate language while on the Google Meet. We also ask that you only log into meetings only if you are invited through your classroom teacher. Do not go on to another meeting if it is not for one of your classes. Use your own name to log into the meetings. Do not use someone else's name while logging in. Teachers need to know who is in their meeting. Teachers and administration take these expectations very seriously and will follow up on any inappropriate behavior that occurs in online meetings. All students must have a Mounds U Chromebook. We are asking that students bring their Chromebooks fully charged every day. If you do not have a Chromebook, we can get you one when you come to school in the blended learning model next week. If you are a distance learner, please call us to make plans to pick one up at the front desk. As we move into the blended learning model, teachers will take attendance for each class period each day. If students are absent, we ask that parents and guardians please call our attendance line at 651-621-7101. Any students who are distance learning will also have their attendance taken during the scheduled class period. If they are unable to join the class during the scheduled time, we are asking that they communicate with their teachers and fill out a Google form to submit their attendance for the class period. Students will be marked absent if they do not communicate with their teacher and fill out the Google form. As we begin school, we want to remind you about some expectations that we have. Hats and hoods are allowed during lunches, passing time, and are okay if allowed by your classroom teacher. For dress code, make sure that all attire is school appropriate. This includes your masks as well. Please be sure that you are not using your mobile device in class unless approved by your classroom teacher. Please remember that our school is a closed campus. We do not allow students to leave the campus during lunch, and all students must have parent or guardian permission to leave the building. No vaping or e-cigs or tobacco use is allowed on our property. And lastly, please be honest and authentic. As you are working online or in class, we want you to submit your own work. Engaging in any academic dishonesty, including cheating or plagiarism, can result in a 0 for the assignment. We want to really emphasize that Mounds U is dedicated to making our students feel welcome. Our work to ensure that we have an inclusive community happens when all of our students and staff members focus on being responsible, respectful, and resourceful. Please keep this mission and statement in mind as we begin this 2020 school year.
Hello, Mustangs. This is Mr. Hinseth, and I want to take you through some of our new safety procedures that you'll be encountering when you enter the building. First and foremost, remember the 3 W's. Wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. Your mask should cover your nose and mouth completely. Make sure you're sanitizing in and sanitizing out. Either wash your hands or use hand sanitizer when entering and leaving a space. And finally, make sure you maintain 6 feet of distance between yourself and others. As we try and prevent the spread of COVID-19 and keep our schools open for you, here are some prevention basics that we want you to follow both here and away from school. Hand hygiene. Make sure you're washing your hands frequently and using hand sanitizer when you enter a space and when you leave a space. Make sure you maintain distance, whether that's in the halls or outside. Keep at least 6 feet of distance whenever possible. Your masks should cover your nose and mouth completely, and you should be wearing a mask at all times at school. The only time they should come off is when you're eating lunch or when you're outside with plenty of distance between you and other people. When you are sick, stay home. Have your parents call the attendance line and keep yourself and others safe by staying home. Cleaning routines are in place to keep our spaces clean and sanitary for your use. Take a look at this graphic to give yourself an idea of the type of symptoms that would keep you at home. If you are experiencing any of these symptoms, please stay home. Morning arrival is going to look different than it has in the past. As you're coming into school, make sure that you are maintaining 6 feet of distance between yourself and others. Put on your mask before entering and make sure it remains on at all times, unless eating in the cafeteria. Extra masks will be available outside the front doors during the first few days of school. If you get here before 8:20, please keep your distance in the hallways and find a space to be. The main commons will be closed in order to enable the flow of traffic at the beginning of the day. The ILC will be open, and there will be a limit to the number of students who can go in. So please pay attention to staff who may be telling you that you need to find a new space. At 8:20, teachers will open their doors and let you into classrooms. At that time, staff will be encouraging you to move toward your class, where you will follow the instructions of your teacher for how to maintain distance in the classroom. If you eat breakfast in the morning, you must eat in the cafeteria. Note that breakfast is available to all students for no cost, but make sure that you give yourself plenty of time to eat in the cafeteria, since you may not eat outside the cafeteria. One of the most important procedures we're going to have is that you sanitize in and sanitize out. So that means when you enter a classroom, you should hand sanitize, and when you leave a classroom, you should use hand sanitizer. Each classroom will have a slightly different process for disinfecting your space, and your teacher will provide you with instructions. The cleaning solutions that we will use are highly effective against the coronavirus on surfaces and are also safe for you to touch with your hands. Teachers may require you to use gloves in some cases, but know that the solution is safe on skin. In each class, breaks will be determined by your teacher. They will let you know when the break is happening and how that is going to work. In most of our classes, the break will happen with you staying in one place if there's not enough space for you to move around. There will be the opportunity for 1 to 2 students to leave the room at a time during the break. At the end of class, students will be dismissed by their teacher 6 feet apart. If you have an open hour in your schedule that is not at the beginning or end of the day, you must be in the ILC during that time. Passing time has been extended to 10 minutes, which will allow you to move to your next class while keeping your distance. All of our hallways will be two-way traffic, so make sure you stay to the right. You are encouraged to use the restroom during breaks in classes so that there's not heavy traffic around the restrooms during passing time. Please do not congregate in the halls. You should always be moving during passing time. This year we have 4 lunches instead of 3 so that we can maintain smaller numbers and keep social distance within the cafeteria. You will eat lunch according to your 3rd and 4th hour teachers. If you have an open hour 3rd or 4th, you will eat a lunch. Lunch will be eaten in the cafeteria whether you brought your own lunch or are getting lunch from food services. All foods will be pre-packaged or wrapped. This includes a la carte options. Tables will be clearly marked and there will be 3 per table to maintain safe distance. Once you are sitting down to eat, you may remove your mask. Your dean is excited to work with and meet you this year. Due to safety and social distancing, your dean meetings will look a little different. When you need to meet with your dean, please schedule an appointment through the Calendly link deans will be sending out. If you plan to meet on a day you are distance learning, a link to meet virtually will be sent to you. If you are a hybrid student meeting your dean in person, the appointment confirmation will act as your electronic pass. At the time of your scheduled appointment, please enter the Student Services lobby through the main door. The paddock will be closed to students. Please wait in the lobby until your dean comes to get you. Your dean will escort you to the paddock to meet in a sanitized and socially distanced space. While waiting in the lobby, please be sure to practice social distancing and wear a mask. Should you have an emergent reason to meet with your dean, please alert your teacher. Your teacher will then contact Student Services and send you to see your dean. At the end of the day, buses will leave at 3:22 just like previous years. Classes will stagger dismissal times and rotate each week. At 3 o'clock, seniors will be dismissed from their classrooms. At 3:04, juniors. At 3:08, sophomores. And at 3:12, freshmen. If you are in a mixed grade level class, your teacher will tell you which group you will be excused with. Please exit the building as quickly as possible once you are dismissed. You should only be in the building after school if you are here to meet with a teacher or are in an after-school activity. At the end of each day, there will be a bag with 1 breakfast and 1 lunch for the next day, available for each student at the various building exits. Finally, I want to say a few things about transportation to and from Irondale in the 916 program. The shuttle to 916 will arrive at Mounds at 12:10 and depart at 12:13 Monday through Thursday. There will be no shuttle service on Fridays. You may have questions regarding how this will work with the schedule at Mounds. On 246 days, you will easily be able to catch the shuttle at 12:10. On 135 days, there are a few options for you to consider as the shuttle will leave before your 3rd hour class is over. Be on the lookout for more information in the next week. Speak with your dean if you have any questions. This is a copy of the Irondale bus shuttle list. Please take a close look at this if you are a student who travels between our 2 schools. If you need a copy of either bus schedule, see Goldie at the front window. Our blended learning model starts Monday next week. Whether you're in the building or at home doing distance learning, we are excited to have you back. Thank you.